right, we were very pleased with our road victory against a quality opponent last week. I think we played good football overall. You know, what we focused on offensively is the 3 turnovers, and we got to correct that. Didn't have any penalties on offense, so that was really good defensively. Second half was about good as it gets, you know, so just keep building upon that. Special teams, we did have the 1 penalty on the punt return. You know, that was definitely, we got to correct that, but overall was happy with our guys' effort. We're going to continue to grow, continue to get better is our message. We've got Georgia Tech coming in, another home game. We need to redeem ourselves. Our crowd was unbelievable last time we played here. Didn't get it done. That's really a motivating factor for us. We really appreciate our crowd. Looking forward to being back home. Questions?
Looking back at John Rice the other night, was there a moment things maybe clicked for him? He seemed so comfortable out there, passing, throwing. Was there a moment where it felt like things were really working?
You know, I think so. I mean, I think the big thing was the balance. You know, he was able to run the football effectively, and he had 300 yards rushing, I guess 300 yards passing, so that's about as good as it gets, you know, from that standpoint. So he definitely was in a rhythm. Throwing the football, he did a really good job. You know, a couple of those, he waited till the last second. He took a pretty good lick on a couple of those that were completions. So, you know, he's continuing to get more comfortable with the offense, but we were able to get in a rhythm. And, you know, I think when we can run the football effectively, you know, I think that's when really things get rolling good for us.
What do you think needs to happen for him to have, you know, it's only been 3 games, but the season opener was strong, then Louisville wasn't that strong. Bounce back at FAU. What needs to happen for him to play consistently week to week?
Well, I really feel like as the season goes, I think you'll see him get more and more comfortable. He's still learning the offense. He's still learning his teammates, and, you know, everything around. And, you know, we're growing his offense. So I really feel like every time he goes out there, he's going to feel more comfortable. You know, he felt more comfortable, you know, in the game that we had last week. So I expect that to continue.
John was named the Offensive Player of the Week in the conference, and while that's an individual award, usually happens because you had a lot of good team play. What do you think happened around him that really kind of set him up to succeed?
Well, I mean, I thought our offensive line did a really good job up front running the football. I think our running backs made some good runs too, and throwing the football, we were efficient, you know, and that was the most efficient we've been. So we got to continue to do that. And like I said, we were balanced, but, you know, we played good football around him, and, you know, he did a good job, you know, with the opportunities he had.
What was it in Andrew Osteen's performance that led you to make a change in punter?
Well, it's a combination. I mean, Osteen's still going to punt for us, okay? It's not like, you know, with the other guy, we'll use them both in different situations. That's our plan moving forward. You know, we didn't get off, we got a punt block the very first game. You know, we tried to make some adjustments with that. He hurried a few and rushed a few and weren't great punts, but we'll use them both moving forward.
How did Colton Boomer step up to the moment? I know he missed the PAT, but kicked a couple field goals, which...
Yeah, the 40-some-yard field goal was huge. You know, that gave our team momentum, a lot of confidence, and then he, probably the biggest one was we went by 3 scores, you know, late in the game in the 4th quarter. So, you know, that was really good for him. It was good for our team, and, you know, he's a confident, he's got a little swagger to him, you know, and, you know, he got a little quick on the extra point, a little bit excited and all that, but, you know, he did a really good job, it felt like.
From an urgency or mentality standpoint, do you see any parallels with Georgia Tech compared to Louisville 2 weeks ago?
You know, honestly, we're worried about ourselves this week. I mean, they've got good players. You know, Coach Collins is a coach I went against numerous times. You know, so but we're worried about us. We need to continue to improve on the things that we need to do offensively, defensively, and special teams.
And what do you see with them on film? What's the biggest challenges they may present?
Yeah, defensively, they're very aggressive. I mean, they're one of the top teams in the country in TFLs. You know, they get a lot of things behind the line of scrimmage, so we're going to have to do a good job of that. And they're also really good with interceptions. They've got quite a few. They're very aggressive, so we got to do a good job of making sure we do the things we need to do. You know, offensively, their quarterback's played a whole lot of football. You know, and he's the guy that you got to zero in on.
On defense, you guys gave up 2 quick scores, and then the team went 33 unanswered from that point on. How much of that was the group adjusting to maybe missing, you know, JJB on the field, or how much was that them getting more experience as a group, or what kind of changed on the field there for them?
Yeah, I think we had, you know, adjustments. Our guys settled down. You know, we had 2 new linebackers, and Johnson was playing a new position. We didn't have Jeremiah, and he's kind of the leader that gets everybody lined up. So I think it was a combination of all that, and then we adjusted to what they were, how they were trying to attack us. And, we did a good job. Definitely that second half was as good as it gets.
What's the status of Kobe Hudson this week?
He'll have a chance. We'll see how things go in practice, but he'll have a chance to be out there.
Jordan Davis on the opening kickoff got hit pretty hard
Yeah.
blindside. We saw him on crutches. How is he?
Yeah, that's a tough deal. Jordan is a phenomenal young man. He was playing really good football, and he's going to be out for an extended period of time. We hated for him. Like I said, he was really, really doing well.
It's exciting to watch, but do you cringe a little bit when you see John Harris Plumlee make some of the runs that he makes?
The only time I cringe a little bit is when he tries to run people over, and so the reason that's what he does, but that one he ran the guy over, I told him, we just want to do that when it's for the game, or a huge third down, fourth down deal, but that's what he does. I mean, he has zero fear, and he's got great courage, and scared me a little bit when he went flying up and he did the somersault, and that definitely got my attention. I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that very many times.
But we're talking about players that might be missing due to injury and stuff. Compared to last year, how much of a relief is it when you think about how much we're missing health-wise versus this year being relatively healthy?
Yeah, it feels completely different. I mean, last year was, it was a mass unit. We were just trying to we were still learning our team too, so it was a combination. This year we have a lot of great information about our guys, and for the most part we're doing a decent job with the health. We just got to continue that moving forward. And like I said, if you can do that, you can continue to grow. And I told our team the other day, this is the time of year that the good teams start getting better. You see every year at the first of the year, a couple teams everybody's excited about, and then all of a sudden they hit a lull. We need to be that team that continues to get better as the season goes. And we did that last year after we kind of had that 2 or 3 game, figuring out our identity with everybody who was injured and all that. We actually got better. So we need to do that same thing, moving forward. And I feel pretty confident that we have the pieces to the puzzle to do that.
What did the offensive line do better this week?
They did a good job with the run blocking. They did a good job protecting our quarterback. There's one time that they got to him, but they actually green dogged and a guy came late, and it was kind of one of those deals. But I thought they did a good job protecting our quarterback, and they were able to get push in the run game. And like I said, we got 2 new tackles. We moved our tackle guard. They're still growing, but real confident in that group.
The other night you were happy about R.J. Harvey scoring his first touchdown. Is he in line for more touches considering the fact that he played a little bit at the end of that game?
I think so. It's good for him to get out there. I mean, he broke some tackles right there, and like I said, he's a very talented young man, and there's a good chance you'll see him on the field more.
UCF going into Big 12 next year, 9 conference games. Do you have a non-conference scheduling philosophy that you share with Terry? Is there a certain way you'd like those 3 games to be made out?
Yeah, we've talked about that. Of course, when we got here, we were focused on being in AAC and what we got to do and all that. So, we've had conversations since we're going to Big 12, and the schedules are pretty much set. As far down the line. So, usually it's kind of one, really, good team, and then that's usually the philosophy. But we got what we got right now. So Terry's doing a great job managing that. But we've talked about that numerous times.
What are you seeing from Isaiah Malzahn this season? His statistics don't look as gaudy as they did last season.
He'll get his. He's a very good running back, so he'll get his. But he's doing a lot of things without the ball. He's protecting. He's doing a lot of things right. Helping us win. He'll get his. It'll come.
You mentioned a strong performance by the offensive line. With them performing well up front, how much did that help you open up things for the players? Because we mentioned R.J. Harvey, Johnny Richardson got his too in the game, but how much did that help you open things up?
Yeah, I mean, when we're able to run the football, it opens everything up for us. And, anytime your quarterback's a running threat, that's a +1 run that changes defenses too. And, a lot of defenses will do things a little bit different than they would against just a regular, quarterback. So, we're growing as an offense. If we continue to get the rushing yards, it helps the pass game and helps the other running backs too.
How did having Ryan O'Keefe help open the offense offense.
Yeah, I mean, when he's ready to go, I mean, I think he's such a threat down the field. And then, of course, get the ball in his hands any way you can. First guy hardly ever tackles him, so just trying to get the ball to our explosive guys. Johnny Richardson, I mean, you see him every week. You know, he's got the ability to make things happen.
How much does it help when the guys see John Rice have a complete game and putting his body on the line? I know we've already talked about that. He's new to the system, new to the team this year, but just when the guys see him do that, what do you think that does for the offense?
I mean, I think that'd be a good question for our guys coming up here. For me, I know from our coaching staff, the guy's got great courage and he is fighting every play, and he's wanting to run the ball. A lot of quarterbacks, whatever it takes. That's his attitude. He's got a real positive spirit. You can coach him hard. There's a couple of plays I wasn't real happy with. He heard about it. He handled like a champ. He goes to the next play, and then he comes back and does something, redeems himself. But yeah, he's got great courage, and I would assume his teammates have a lot of respect for him because of that.
What more do you want to see from your return game?
We're pretty close on kickoff return. I know we had a couple that got called back the first week, but I think you'll see before the end of the season we'll have a chance to return one or two. Xavier's settling in. We were going after the block quite a bit last week, but when we choose to protect, and he's got a chance. You saw in the first game. I mean, it was unfortunate we got called back, but he does a good job. And of course, Newt was kind of under the weather last week, so he didn't do the punt return. But he's getting healthier or feeling better this week, so we'll see what happens with that.
What stands out to you about Xavier?
We knew when we recruited him, he's a special guy with the ball in his hands, and it was good for him to get those quality minutes last week. During the heat of the battle, he really responded well. When we threw the ball, played without the ball, and like I said, he's got a chance to be a really good player.
What does a young guy do like that when they step on campus? It doesn't come right away for everybody. What did he do that made you kind of realize this guy's maybe different than a typical freshman?
Yeah, he was always wearing me out during the spring about the playbook and plays. I mean, that's what you want. Like, hey, so when he got here in the summer, same deal. I mean, he's very, very important. And you can always tell the guys it's very, very important to him. It is with him. And that's why he's got a chance to be, a special player.
Did you recognize Alec Holler for you? We talked about that defensive stand, but that wouldn't have happened if Holler wouldn't have gotten the guy at the 1 yard line, just like O'Keefe in the first week.
Yeah, Alec got our helmet sticker for offensive player of the week. I mean, he had the long catches that were great, but making that tackle right there was really big. And he was under the weather. He wasn't feeling good at halftime. He was actually had a trash can that was thrown out. For him to play as good as he did under those conditions, I thought was really something. He does a lot of the dirty work, that gets unrecognized. That's very, very important. And but yeah, that was a huge play.
I know Jeff Collins. He's been in the SEC. Do you know him well? Any thoughts about matching wits with him?
Yeah. He was at Mississippi State for a long time, defense coordinator, so we went against each other, numerous times. I've got a lot of respect for him.
Also,
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes.